So, I thought so, but admittedly I didn't have time to call her and I asked her. So I don't know for sure. Okay. You know, as you're probably aware. So where are you? It's been a bit of an insane. Okay. I know. Okay. With some notice, I'm sure we can make it all work. Yeah. Yeah, no, I emailed her. Okay.
Last time I texted her and emailed, and I didn't get a response for like a day. I don't see her.
Tim, you're off tonight?
I am, Brent. I get to sit up front. I'm Bill Sella.
Yes, thank you. Oh, my pleasure. I'm looking forward to being here once a month. Oh, it's so happy to be here. Thank Yeah, well, just because this is...
Yeah, exactly.
Or we can do two verses, whatever you want. So we can see they'll join us.
Hey, you're a rabbi now, huh?
She's so Harry, sit down. I'm sending you to your seat, right?
Umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. How good it is! How good it is! How sweet it is! How sweet it is to be together on this day. How good it is! How good it is! How sweet it is! How sweet it is to be together on this day.
Page 10.
Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad. Hine matov umanayim shevet achim gam yachad.
We're going to just stay on those open pages 10 and 11 and continue to bring in a Shabbat in song. We're going to add tonight words from Shir HaShirim, Song of Songs, on the top of page 11. You'll recognize these words, I am my beloved and my beloved is mine. And we'll be sharing a little bit more why we are singing Song of Songs tonight.
Dodi li va'ani lo haroeh b'shoshanim. Dodi li va'ani lo haroeh b'shoshanim. Mi zot ala min hamidbar, mi zot ala Mekuteret mor levona, Dodi li va'ani lo haroeh b'shoshanim. Dodi li va'ani lo haroeh b'shoshanim.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is good and sweet to be together this evening. How wonderful to welcome back now Rabbi Batya Illinois to our Bima and Sanctuary. Last time Batya was here, she was not yet a rabbi, and now she is. And I do just have to share, so here at Beth David, where we tend to go on a first name basis, because that's how we are, you can call her Rabbi Batya, but if you go up the road to where Rabbi Batya is working full-time, which is Congregation Beth Elohim, you need to call her Rabbi Illinois. So make sure you get that right. So perhaps you came out this evening because the heat has subsided. It is truly another beautiful evening in our sanctuary courtyard. Perhaps you are here not only to celebrate Shabbat, but an added festival in our Jewish calendar, which occurred today, Tu B'Av, which we'll hear more about in a moment. It is the 15th of the month of Av, and so as our sky darkens, perhaps you will start to see the full moon of Av. Perhaps you are here because it is also a special Shabbat of Shabbat Nachamu, Shabbat of comfort, and we'll hear more about that as well. Hopefully you did pick up a purple supplement on your way in. I may have forgotten to mention that there are a few additional songs of love and comfort on there. And we please invite you to add your voices with us as we bring in Shabbat. It is an honor to invite Renee Goldberg and her daughter, Simone Greenberg, to bless our Shabbat candles this evening as we bring in the light of Shabbat. We're on pages 2 and 3, and also a special welcome to those joining us from home.
As these Shabbat candles give light to all who behold them, so may we, by our lives, give light to all who behold us. As their brightness reminds us of the generations of Israel who have kindled light, so may we, in our own day, be among those who kindle light.
Every week.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'ha'akner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kidshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu l'ha'akner shel Shabbat Shalom. Such a blessing to be together with you and to hear your voices, to be singing together and welcoming Shabbat. This Shabbat, our yearly cycle has spiraled us back to Tu B'Av, the 15th of the month of Av, a post-biblical and modern Israeli holiday of celebrating love and relationships. In the Mishnah, Rabban Shimon ben Gamliel explains that this day, the 15th of Av, and the day of Yom Kippur were both good and joyous for the Jewish people, more so than any other day, because on these days the daughters of Jerusalem would go out dressed in white and dance in the vineyards. Both of these festivals were celebrated by our ancestors by practices of cleansing, wearing white and dancing, to invoke, invite, and create experiences of deepened joy and connection, thus inviting and creating experiences of recognizing, of knowing, and of celebrating. We are here. We are alive. We are safe in this moment, right? You can check it out for yourselves. Look around. Notice what you notice. You can notice that you're breathing. Notice that your heart is beating. Noticing bones and muscles, thoughts and emotions. All of these expressions and tangible proof of our aliveness. We are held and loved by an unending love that loves us into being as we are. We empower ourselves with love. This invoking and creating is what I sense our ancestors did, and these are experiences we can intend and create for ourselves and for our communities and our families in our blessed lifetime. And what a gift that it is now Shabbat, that we have this time and space to feel into the truth of our being here, that we are alive, held, loved, and empowered with love. We have the time and space to explore it for ourselves and to allow for the healing and peace that naturally flows as we let our minds and our bodies rest. May this be a Shabbat in which we can feel and taste and share even 1% more of how alive we are, how we are safe and loved, and perhaps even have a taste that we are that unending love, celebrating and empowering itself. May we celebrate through song and prayer, through taking in the beauty and this precious air that surrounds us, and through the blessing of being together. Please join Rabbi Karen on flute and me as we sing Erev Shoshanim, an Evening of Roses, on page 350, a song of love that acknowledges how our senses and aliveness are heightened when we are drawn into love.
The night comes upon us slowly and a breeze of roses is blowing. Let me whisper a song to you quietly, a song of love. We're going to continue on page 20 with another song of love as we celebrate the Shabbat bride. We'll join in verses 1, 2, 5, and 9. If you're able on that last verse, we'll invite you to rise and face the trees and bring in Shabbat.
Shabbat, Shamor v'Zachor v'Didi Borecha, Yishlianu el HaMeyuchad, Adonai Echad u'Shemo Echad, L'Shem u'Tiferet ve'Elitila. Dodi likat kalai yalanai 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabelai Lecha dodi likat kalai yalanai 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabelai Likrat Shabbat lechu v'lecha Shabbat nekabelai lecha dodi likat kalai yalanai 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabelai hitoreri hitoreri ki va'orech kumi ori uri Kevod Adonai alayich mikla Lecha dodi likat kalai yalanai 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabelai Lecha dodi likat kalai yalanai 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabelai Shalom, Ateret Bala, Gam Simcha Uvetzola, Torah Emunei, Am Segula, Boichala, Boichala, Lecha dodi likat kalai yalanai 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabelai Lecha dodi likat kalai yalanai 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabelai Yalai la 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 Yalai la 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 Yalai la 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 Shabbat nekabelai Lecha dodi likat kalai yalanai 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 Bnei Shabbat nekabelai.
Remain standing and turn to page 26 for Chatzi Kaddish.
Yitkada v'yitkada shemerava Ve'amati b'chirtzei v'yamich machutei Lecha yechon u'yom echon
Join together on the top of page 31, our blessing for creation. Praise to you, Adonai, our God, from whom the evening flows. Your wisdom sets the way on which time and season glide. Your breath guides the sail of the stars, creator of the tide of time and light. You guide the current of day into night. As heaven spans to infinity, you set its course for eternity. Praise to you, our God, from whom the evening flows. Baruch atah Adonai, Ha'ma'ariv Aravim. Whatever the question, love is the answer, and often gratitude, and always love. We join in our evening prayer for love, Ahavat Olam, everlasting love, on page 32.
Ahavat Olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta, Torah u'mitzvot, Chukim u'mishpatim,
page 34, words from this week's Torah portion, our six-word declaration of faith and oneness in unity. Shema Yisrael, Hear O Israel, Adonai is God, Adonai is one.
Shema Yisrael,
excited as we continue with these words from this week's Torah portion, Va'etchanan be'ahavta. You can follow in the Hebrew on 36, and we're going to be adding English words now, which you can find on your purple supplement.
And you shall love the Lord your God with all your heart, with all your soul, and with all your might. And all these words which I command you on this day shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart, shall be in your heart. And you shall teach them diligently unto your children, and you shall speak of them when you sit in your house, when you walk by the way, and when you rise up, and when you lie down, and when you lie down. And you shall bind them for a sign upon your hand, and they shall be for frontlets between your eyes. And you shall write them on the doorposts of your house, and upon your gates, and upon your gates, that you may remember and do all of my commandments, and be holy unto your God, unto your God, unto your God.
As we celebrate our love for God, God's love for us, I want to take this moment in our service to offer a special blessing of love and friendship. So I'm going to invite you, if this speaks to you, if perhaps you have or are celebrating a special anniversary this year, if you are celebrating a special friendship in your life, if you are looking for a little bit more love in your life, I'd invite you to just rise in your seats if you'd like. I'd invite you up here, but there's lots of wires. So anyone else want to join? Lucinda and Fred. Yes. Well, for whatever reason you are celebrating love, or even if you are celebrating love in your seat, Jewish tradition affirms in Song of Songs, I am my beloved's and my beloved is mine. Jewish tradition also affirms in the Psalms, L'ma'an achai v're'ai, for the sake of brotherhood and sisterhood and friendship. In light of all of these values of love and friendship, I echo the words of the seventh blessing of the Sheva Brachot, the seven blessings that we hear at the wedding ceremony. And these blessings speak of all of our yearnings, all of our values that we bring to this world through our love. We praise you, Adonai, our God, sovereign of the universe, creator of joy and gladness, love and companionship, laughter and song, pleasure and delight, harmony and celebration, peace and friendship. O God, may there forever be heard in the cities of Judah and in the streets of Jerusalem the voices of joy and gladness, the voices of loving companions joined together under the chuppah, and loving companions joined together in friendship, the voices of celebration and song. Blessed are you, Adonai, who brings joy to loving companions. Baruch atah Adonai, misameach re'im ahuvim. May you be blessed with more love and joy in your lives. And if you are celebrating, I wish you mazel tov. And thank you for joining in this moment of blessing on this Tu B'Av, as Bacha taught us on this Jewish Valentine's Day. We're going to continue with our service on page 40 as we sing together our Song of the Sea. We continue on page 42 and 43 as the sun is setting around us. If you haven't looked up, please do, as the sun is making a beautiful pattern through the clouds, through this shelter of clouds and sky that surrounds us. We pray together, Hashkivenu, our prayer for the evening, our prayer for shelter and friendship and peace. We'll begin in the English on the left side of the page and add the Hebrew.
Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu. Hashkivenu, Leshalom. Hashkivenu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkivenu, Leshalom.
Blessed are you, Adonai, guardian of Israel, whose shelter of peace is spread over us, over your people Israel, and over Jerusalem. Let's join together on page 45. A thought has blown the marketplace away. There is a song on the wind and joy in the trees. Shabbat arrives in the world, scattering a song in the silence of the night. Eternity utters a day. I invite you to rise in body or in spirit as we enter our tefillah, our central prayer, which we will begin together, then pause for a few moments to add the prayers from our hearts or simply to breathe in this fresh air.
Adonai sefata tiftachu fiya b'tehilatecha. Adonai, open up my lips, that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu, Elohei Avotenu v'Imotenu, Elohei Avraham, Continue silently. Feel free to be seated when you're ready, and we will come back together for the prayer for peace.
Believe it or not, I know it's me. Prayer button. The button. It happens. Prayer.
In case anyone had fallen asleep.
Sometimes a wake-up call is a precursor to peace.
Come back together on page 60.
Shalom Rav, Alisah Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Alisah Tasim Le'olam. Ki ata melech Adon lechol hashalom v'tov leinecha levarech et amcha Yisrael bechol עת ובכל שעה בשלומך. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam. Shalom Rav, Yisrael Amcha Tasim Le'olam.
We turn now to page 253. If you are here this evening seeking healing and health, we join in Misha Berach. Perhaps you're caring for loved ones who are ill at this time. We especially pray for these members of our families, members of our community who are ill. Colin Monroe, Janet Watson, Elizabeth Hill, Enrico Mascaro, Benjamin Horowitz, Bradley Dichter, Mateo Goldman, Toby Weiner, Esya Rushovskaya, Eileen Arnone, Jean Sands, Roseanne Cohen, Tom Fiorino, Barry Levine, Carolyn Weil, Stephen Driscoll, Richard Slifka, Marshall Lukoff, Jerry Spingarn, Beth Gottlieb, Sue Devaney, Kirby Druffel, Stanley Altman, Abraham Ben Chana Levi, Ida Kublin, Helen Bat Eli, Shoshana Bat Helen, Jason Kraft. If there are other names you would like to share aloud with us, you may do so. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say, Amen. Mishavera imotenu mekor habracha leavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shalema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. Shabbat Shalom again. Jews sometimes get a bad rap as complainers. This, of course, goes back to the biblical mantra of complaint expressed by our ancestors in the journey through the wilderness. This may sound familiar. Why did we have to leave Egypt? The food sucks. I'm thirsty. Essentially, are we there yet? On the other side of this spectrum is the midrashic or interpretive principle of nechemta, or comfort. The rabbis taught that most Jewish messages and prayers should end on a hopeful note, called a nechemta, literally meaning comfort. Hopefully this is a comforting thought. This Shabbat we especially emphasize comfort, as it is the special Shabbat called Shabbat Nachamu, the Sabbath of comfort. Following Tisha B'Av, the 9th of Av, last week with its liturgy of lament, the Jewish calendar now turns toward brighter and more hopeful times. The name comes from this week's Haftarah portion, the prophet Isaiah, who said, Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami. Comfort, O comfort my people, says your God. Speak to the heart of Jerusalem. Surrounded by loss and conflict, the prophet's voice cried out for peace and unity. The repetition of the word Nachamu offers us a double dose of comfort this Shabbat. There is a medieval story that describes how every year on the 9th of Av, after the noon hour, the women would set about the performance of their household duties with utmost vigor, cleaning the beds, removing spider webs, polishing their vessels, and scrubbing all the floors. Strange behavior, yes, for a fast day in the heat of summer. You see, this custom was based on the tradition that the Messiah will come on the 9th of Av. Leave it to the Jews to imagine that the Messiah, the bringer of peaceful times, might arrive on the saddest day of the year. And we and our homes better be ready and clean. You can't get more hopeful than that. In fact, the rabbis of old called this entire Hebrew month Menachem Av, the comforting month of Av. These comforting thoughts and messages don't end this week. They stretch out throughout the month and into the next, linking this exact moment now to 7 weeks from now, when we will gather together to bring in the new year of 5783. That's right, 7 weeks until Rosh Hashanah. Judaism loves the number 7. The next 7 weeks of comfort will guide us from the lowest point of the year to the peak. May we move from complaint to comfort. May we find ways to comfort one another. May we find guidance through the wilderness of the remaining days of 5782.
And may we arrive at 5783, ready to dip our apple into honey. I can taste the sweetness already. Shabbat Shalom. We're going to add one more song on this theme of love and comfort. You can find the words on your purple supplement, and those who were here a year ago, hopefully you'll remember it and join with us.
Nachamu, Nachamu, Ani Yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ani Yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle to take care of one another. Comfort us in our wilderness. Comfort us as we struggle in this world. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem. Nachamu, Nachamu, Ami Yomar Elohechem.
Thank you so much, Rabbi Batya, for leading us in beautiful music this evening. And I'm delighted to share that Batya will be with us one Shabbat a month this year on the Shabbat evenings, so something to look forward to. Can continue to celebrate Shabbat tomorrow morning in two ways. 9 a.m. with our lay-led minyan here at Temple and on Zoom. Also, Tot Shabbat at 9:30 in the morning. So if you'd like to sing Bim Bom and the Shabbat Dinosaur and all sorts of fun Shabbat songs with me and Rabbi Micah and probably a bunch of preschool age kids, 9:30 in our back courtyard there. Truly all are welcome, so you can bring grandkids too. Please continue to look at your weekly shofar email for everything else coming up as programming is starting up again. And I will just share from last Sunday, I found out that our Sunday Sandwich Chavra SSH volunteers made 100 lunches last Sunday for Father Bill's shelter. So again, read your weekly shofar, because if you don't, you'll miss out on all these great things. Next Shabbat evening, August 19th, we will be welcoming Brett Hausler and his wife Sarah, our new Director of Operations. It's been his first full week at Temple, so please come out to meet him. And Rabbi Michael will be back leading music next Shabbat evening as well. And I'll just say it's been a successful first week for Brett. Continuing to help hire some new staff, fixed our leaky refrigerator, which has been leaking for many years. And we had our first Temple Beth David staff meeting since pre-COVID. So lots of exciting things here at Temple. And thank you, Elena, as always, for providing a little oneg after our service tonight. And I will just share, starting next week, we're going to be bumping to a pre-oneg, or some call it pre-neg. So let's see. So it's 6 o'clock, so half an hour before services for the next 2 weeks. And in September, we are bumping our Shabbat evening services back to 6 so that we can continue to hopefully be outdoors together as it starts to get dark. Thank you, Brandon Popper, on live stream, and our ushers, Elena and Seth, and everyone who has helped out this evening. As you know, after we clear the courtyard, if you're able to give Roberto a hand, it is an extra setup to be outside, so he appreciates it. We're going to turn now to page 282. If you're able, please rise for Aleinu L'Shabeach.
עלינו לשבח לדון הכל, לתת גדולה ליוצר ראשית, שלא עשנו כפי הרצון, ולא שמנו כמשפחות האדמה, שלא שם חכנו כהל, וגור עלינו ככל העולם. אנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא, ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל הארץ ביום ההוא, ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו
We remain standing and turn to page 291 in the words of the poet Hannah Senesh. There are stars up above so far away we only see their light long, long after the star itself is gone. And so it is with people that we loved. Their memories keep shining ever brightly, though their time with us is done. But the stars that light up the darkest night, these are the lights that guide us. As we live our days, these are the ways we remember. We take this moment to offer comfort to those who are in mourning, as we especially remember Betty Crooner, aunt of Jeff Popper, who's passed away this week. And we remember these loved ones whose yahrzeit, whose anniversary of death occurs this week. Benjamin Brody, Abraham Doctoroff, Mitchell Michael Frank, Robert Rosenberg, Lillian Sellis, Susan Schmidt, Richard Spark, William Vogel, Julius Watsky. If there are others you are remembering, you may share them aloud.
Marilyn Santelski.
Barry Levine.
We turn now to the words of Mourner's Kaddish on page 294. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah, v'yalma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, v'chayechon uvyomechon u'chayei dechol beit Yisrael, v'agala v'zman kariv v'imru amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ulamei almaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitaseh, v'yithadar v'yitaleg v'yitalal shemei dekudisha b'richu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tushbechata v'nechamata, damiran be'alma v'imru amen. Yehei shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael v'imru amen. Oseh shalom b'mromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru amen. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be a blessing. If you'd like to keep your finger on that page, we're going to turn back now for Kiddush and Motzi. You can find words of Kiddush on page 5 as we anticipate a few sweets to end our service.
Shabbat kosho me'ahava u'bertzon yechinanu, zikaron lema'aseh re'eshit, ki hu yom tevi
Ata Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Shabbat Shalom. After we conclude, maybe someone heading over that way can bring the challah to the table, and thank you for returning your sidurim. We are going to end with words of peace as we ask God, who makes peace above, to bring peace here down with all of us.
Oseh Shalom B'Roma. Oseh Shalom B'Roma. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh Shalom. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh Shalom. Hu yaseh, hu yaseh, hu yaseh Shalom Aleinu. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down. May the one who makes peace bring peace down, bring peace down.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
I kept going.